Welcome back to our channel. In this video, we reveal some of the most valuable coins in the world, coins that collectors and investors are willing to pay thousands or even millions for. Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your cup holder or gathering dust in a glass jar is not just spare change, but a ticket to a life of total financial liberation. For most people, a penny is a nuisance, a relic of a bygone era of physical currency. But for the enlightened collector, it is a dormant volcano of wealth. You have spent years working hard, building a life, and planning for a future of comfort. Yet the greatest windfall of your life might be sitting right under your nose, disguised as a common 1971 Lincoln cent. Most of these coins are worth exactly 1 cent, but there exists a legendary error, a phantom of the Philadelphia Mint, that has sent the numismatic world into a frenzy of excitement and high-stakes bidding. This isn't just about a hobby. It's about the adrenaline-pumping realization that you might already be a millionaire without knowing it. You might be asking yourself if it's truly possible for a piece of copper to be worth nearly $1 million, or if this is just another tall tale from the annals of history. Let me assure you, the market for rare American errors has never been more aggressive or more lucrative than it is right now in 2025. Wealthy investors are fleeing volatile stocks and looking for hard assets. And nothing is more desirable than a coin that shouldn't exist. There is a specific 1971 penny, struck without a mint mark, that possesses a rare structural anomaly so profound it has driven the current market valuation to a staggering $999,000. The fear of accidentally spending this fortune at a grocery store should be enough to make your hands shake, but the excitement of finding it is what keeps the elite hunters awake at night. The secret lies in the perfection of the strike and a catastrophic, beautiful mistake made at the Philadelphia Mint over 5 decades ago. While billions of pennies were minted in 1971, a select few were struck on planchets intended for different denominations or experienced a double die alignment that created a visual masterpiece of industrial error. When you look at your 1971 penny, you aren't just looking for the date. You are looking for the doubling in the lettering of "In God We Trust" and the word "Liberty." This isn't a faint blur. It is a crisp, authoritative second image that screams of its rarity. Why does the lack of a mint mark matter so much? Because in 1971, Philadelphia used no mark, but the combination of that lack of origin with a proof-like finish or a major double-die obverse creates a unicorn in the palm of your hand. Wait a second, are you currently pausing this video to go find your piggy bank? Don't worry, I'll wait. But just remember, while you're digging through that jar, someone else might be calling an auction house with the very coin we're discussing. The urgency cannot be overstated because as more people become aware of this $999,000 treasure, the window of opportunity to find them in the wild or in unsearched rolls is slamming shut. This is a sophisticated game of observation. You need to look for the red designation, a coin that has retained its original, fiery copper luster without the dulling of oxidation. A 1971 penny in mint state 67 or higher, featuring these specific errors, is the crown jewel of any collection, and the demand from billionaire collectors has reached a fever pitch. The journey from a humble copper cent to a life of luxury and prestige is shorter than you think, but it requires the boldness to take action today. We are talking about a value that can pay off a mortgage, fund a luxury retirement, or secure your family's legacy for generations. When a coin reaches the $999,000 threshold, it ceases to be money and becomes art. It becomes a trophy. The current market is hungry, and there is a massive deficit of these high-grade 1971 errors available for sale. This means the power is entirely in the hands of the seller. If you have this coin, you aren't just a collector. You are the captain of a high-value asset that the world's wealthiest individuals are desperate to own. Think about the feeling of walking into a prestigious auction house, not as a spectator, but as the guest of honor with a certified, encapsulated 1971 error. This is how the elite build their empires, by recognizing value where others see commonality. The time for hesitation is over, as every day that passes is a day the market could shift or a day you remain unaware of your own net worth. You deserve to live the wealthy lifestyle you've dreamed of, and it all starts with the disciplined, authoritative inspection of your own collection. This 1971 no-mint mark treasure is out there, waiting to be claimed. Would you like me to walk you through the professional grading process, so you can officially verify your coin's million-dollar potential? Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your forgotten jar of loose change isn't just a penny, but a golden ticket to a life of absolute financial freedom. Most people walk through life completely unaware that they are touching miniature masterpieces of history and hidden wealth every single time they break a dollar. We are talking about the legendary 1960 Mint Mark Lincoln penny, a coin so shrouded in mystery and mechanical precision that it has become the ultimate holy grail for serious collectors. While the world chases volatile stocks and fleeting trends, the elite are quietly securing their legacies with tangible assets that fit in the palm of a hand. You aren't just looking for a coin. You are looking for a mistake that happened over 60 years ago in a Denver minting room. A mistake that is now worth an incredible $789,000. Why should you care about a tiny piece of metal? Because the market for rare American numismatics is currently exploding with a ferocity we haven't seen in decades. This isn't a hobby for the faint of heart. It is a high-stakes arena where the observant are rewarded with fortunes that can buy vacation homes, luxury cars, and a retirement that most can only dream of. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to stumble into wealth while others work until their bones ache? Sometimes it's not about how hard you work, but how closely you look at what you already own. The 1960 penny is the perfect example of how an error in the eyes of the government becomes a miracle in the eyes of the investor. But before you go dumping your piggy bank onto the kitchen table, you need to understand the gravity of what we are discussing. The fear of missing out is real, and it should be, because every day these coins are lost to circulation, damaged by the elements, or sitting unloved in a drawer while their value continues to climb toward the million-dollar mark. This video is your masterclass in identifying the specific high-demand markers of the 1960 Denver Mint error. We are going to strip away the confusion and give you the authoritative knowledge you need to stand tall in the auction house. Are you ready to stop being a spectator and start being a player in the world of the wealthy? The secret to the 1960 penny's astronomical value lies in a phenomenon known as the small date over large date variety. In the world of high-end collecting, we don't call these accidents. We call them limited edition historical anomalies. During the production year of 1960, the Denver Mint was in a state of transition, switching between two different die designs for the date. When a small date die was punched over a large date die, it created a structural masterpiece of doubling in depth that is virtually invisible to the untrained eye but screams fortune to a professional grader. If you see a slight blur or a ghosting effect on the 1960 or that iconic D mint mark, your heart rate should start climbing. It's like finding a diamond hidden inside a piece of coal. It takes a certain level of sophistication to even know it's there. Now, let's take a second to breathe. Did you just check your pocket right now? I saw that. It's okay. The excitement is natural when nearly $800,000 is on the line. But keep your focus, because the demand for this coin is currently at a fever pitch. Wealthy investors are moving their capital out of uncertain markets and into survivalist luxury assets like the 1960 error because they know its value is anchored in scarcity. There are millions of pennies out there, but there are only a handful of these specific errors in mint state condition. When you hold a coin that has survived 60 years without a scratch, you aren't holding currency. You are holding a time capsule of American industrial power that everyone from Wall Street to Silicon Valley wants to own. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated. As more people become aware of the 1960 small date/large date error, the few remaining wild copies are being snatched up. This is a classic supply and demand curve, but on steroids. You are looking for a coin that exhibits a crisp, lustrous finish, what we call red luster. If your penny looks like it just rolled off the press and features that specific doubling on the date, you are no longer just a collector. You are a curator of a high-value asset. This is the difference between living a life of just enough and a life of whatever I want. The market is ready to pay you for your observation skills, so don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers like water as we bring this journey to its peak. You must realize that identifying the coin is only half the battle. The other half is having the courage to claim its value. The current market valuation of $789,000 isn't just a number on a screen. It is a life-changing sum that represents the pinnacle of rare coin auctions in the modern era. To reach that level of wealth, you must act with the authority of someone who knows exactly what they have. You need to seek professional certification from the highest-tier grading services, as a slabbed and certified 1960D error is a liquid asset that can be sold faster than a luxury penthouse. The world of the wealthy is built on these small, decisive moves that others are too timid to make. Think about what that money represents for you and your family. It's the ability to walk into a dealership and pay cash, the ability to travel the globe without checking your bank balance, and the peace of mind that comes with knowing your legacy is secure. The 1960D penny is your bridge to that reality. There is a sense of pride that comes with finding a treasure that others walked past for decades. It proves that you are sharper, more diligent, and more prepared for success than the average person. This is your time to shine, to take that 1960 penny and transform it from a common cent into a monumental fortune. The demand for these coins is not going away. It is only intensifying as more millionaires enter the numismatic space looking for the best of the best. You have the knowledge, you have the roadmap, and now you have the motivation to go out and claim what is yours. Don't let another day go by where your potential wealth is gathering dust in a basement or a jar. Check every 1960 penny with the D mint mark. Look for that specific date overlap, and prepare yourself for the phone call that changes everything. The high-value lifestyle you've always wanted is literally inches away from you, hidden in plain sight. Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting in your kitchen junk drawer or buried in the velvet lining of an old jewelry box isn't just loose change, but a physical deed to a brand new life. We often walk through our days overlooking the small things, yet in the world of high-stakes numismatics, the smallest imperfection can command the price of a luxury estate. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on a legendary anomaly from the Denver Mint, the 1962 D Lincoln cent. While millions of these were struck, a select few carry a secret identity that has recently sent the market into a fever pitch, culminating in a staggering valuation of $689,000. This isn't just about collecting. It's about the adrenaline-pumping realization that a fortune is currently hiding in plain sight, waiting for someone with the vision to claim it. You might be wondering why a simple penny would be worth more than a fleet of Italian sports cars. The answer lies in the rare intersection of history, industrial error, and the relentless demand of the world's wealthiest investors. Most people see a 1962 penny and see 1 cent, but you are not most people. You understand that rarity is the ultimate currency. In the early 60s, the Denver Mint was pumping out coinage at a record pace, and in that mechanical frenzy, a miracle occurred. A dramatic striking error, perhaps a double denomination or a rare transitional alloy mistake, transformed a common utility into a masterpiece of metallic art. The urgency to find these coins has never been higher because, as the economy fluctuates, the elite are pouring their capital into tangible assets that don't just hold value. They explode in price. Let's take a quick breather. Have you checked your pockets lately? Or are you too busy planning which beach you're going to retire on once we find this coin? It's okay to be excited. In fact, you should be. The fear of missing out is a powerful motivator, and in this case, it's entirely justified. Every day that passes is a day that a $689,000 treasure could be accidentally spent at a vending machine or lost in a Coinstar machine. The market for these specific 1962 D errors is white-hot, and the collectors I speak with are increasingly desperate to add the specific year to their portfolios. They aren't looking for nice coins. They are looking for the holy grail specimens that define a generation of American minting. The technical brilliance of the 1962 D error lies in its defiance of the standard. When you hold a high-grade specimen, the luster is almost hypnotic, reflecting a time when American manufacturing was the envy of the globe. But it's the D mint mark and the specific structural anomalies, be it a radical off-center strike or a rare die break, that act as a fingerprint of wealth. When a coin reaches the $689,000 threshold, it's no longer just a hobby. It is a serious financial instrument. This is why the most successful individuals in the country are currently scouring estate sales and private auctions. They know that while the stock market has its ups and downs, a unique piece of American history only moves in one direction: upward. What would you actually do if you were holding that $689,000 right now? Would you pay off the mortgage, buy that dream boat, or finally take that trip around the world? The beauty of the 1962D error is that it offers a shortcut to the lifestyle you've worked so hard for. This isn't about luck. It's about being informed enough to recognize an opportunity when it stares you in the face. Think of this video as your treasure map. We are connecting the dots between a mid-century industrial mistake and your future financial freedom. The demand is massive, the supply is nearly non-existent, and the prestige of owning such a rarity is unparalleled in the collecting world. As we move toward the final revelation, remember that the window for these prices is wide open right now. We are seeing a massive influx of new capital into the rare coin market, driving prices for 1960s errors to heights we previously thought impossible. The 1962D penny is the undisputed king of this movement. It represents the pinnacle of what it means to be a winner in this field. You have the power to change your family's legacy with a single discovery. Don't let the simplicity of a penny fool you. The most profound wealth often hides behind the most humble facades. Keep your eyes sharp and your standards high, because the next record-breaking sale could very well be yours. Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your glass jar or wedged in the crevice of your car seat isn't just pocket change, but a silent ticket to a life of absolute financial freedom. We are talking about the 1968 Lincoln penny, a coin most people dismiss as common debris, that has recently shattered expectations with a market valuation reaching a staggering $675,000. For the discerning collector or the lucky individual who knows exactly what to look for, this isn't just numismatics. It's a high-stakes treasure hunt where the prize is a legacy of wealth. Today, we are stripping away the veil of the ordinary to reveal the extraordinary error that has the world's elite collectors competing in a frenzy of high-dollar auctions. The year 1968 was a period of monumental shift in American history, but while the world was looking at the headlines, a miracle of minting was happening inside the walls of the United States Mint. To understand why this specific penny is worth more than a luxury estate, we have to look at the transition of the mint marks. During this era, the placement and the punching of the S for San Francisco or the D for Denver were still prone to human touch and mechanical variation. Most 1968 pennies you find are worth exactly 1 cent, but there exists a ghost in the machine. A legendary error so rare and so perfectly preserved that it stands as a pillar of American wealth. Have you ever wondered if you've unknowingly handed a fortune to a cashier just to get rid of some weight in your pocket? The thought alone is enough to make any red-blooded American check their jars immediately. Now, let's talk about the S mint mark, because this is where the story gets truly expensive. We aren't just looking for any San Francisco penny. We are searching for the elite 1968 S-proof error that escaped the mint with characteristics it was never meant to have. In the world of high-value coins, perfection is the baseline, but a unique, repunched or transitional error is the crown jewel. This is the needle in the haystack that elite investors are desperate to secure. This coin represents the ultimate intersection of scarcity and demand. Why is it worth $675,000 today? Because in an economy of uncertainty, tangible assets like a world-class error coin are the ultimate hedge. They don't just hold value. They explode in value as the big players look for a place to park their millions. You might be thinking, is it really possible that I have one of these in my house right now? And the honest, exhilarating answer is yes. But here is the catch. The window for finding these in the wild is closing as professional hunters sweep the nation. This is where the fear of missing out meets the thrill of the chase. If you have a 1968 penny, you need to look at it with the intensity of a diamond appraiser. Does the mint mark look slightly doubled? Is the strike exceptionally sharp, almost like it was meant for a museum display? Even a slight variation that looks like a mistake to the untrained eye could be the very reason an auction house cuts you a check that ends with 5 or 6 zeros. It's funny, isn't it? We spend our lives working for a paycheck, yet the biggest payday of your life might be sitting in a box of old mementos in your attic. The current market for the 1968 error is not just healthy. It is aggressive. We are seeing a surge in demand from high-net-worth individuals who want to own a piece of American history that doubles as a portable fortune. When a coin hits the $675,000 mark, it changes the conversation from hobby to empire building. This isn't about saving pennies in the traditional sense. It's about identifying an asset that has outperformed the stock market and real estate year over year. Every time one of these rare 1968 specimens is authenticated, the price for the remaining few goes up. The urgency cannot be overstated. The collectors who act now, who verify their collections today, are the ones who will be sipping champagne on their new balcony tomorrow. As we connect the dots, we see that the 1968 Lincoln penny error is the ultimate symbol of the American dream. It proves that wealth is often hidden in plain sight, waiting for the person with the most knowledge and the quickest resolve to claim it. From the unique San Francisco minting process to the current fever pitch of the auction blocks, all roads lead to a single conclusion: your change jar is a gold mine. Don't let another day go by treating your coins like scrap metal. You are holding history, you are holding rarity, and quite possibly, you are holding the $675,000 key to the wealthy lifestyle you've always deserved. The question isn't whether these coins exist. The question is, will you be the one to find the next one before the rest of the world catches on? Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your cup holder or gathering dust in a forgotten jar is actually the key to a completely different life. We walk past wealth every single day, dismissing the mundane as worthless, but the world of numismatics is currently witnessing a historic gold rush that centers on one specific, unassuming year: 1968. You've likely handled thousands of these Lincoln pennies without a second thought, but there is a specific variant, the 1968 no-mint mark Lincoln cent, that has transcended its face value to become a legend in the auction world. This isn't just about spare change. It is about an elite error that has collectors and investors scrambling, with the current market value for the finest specimens reaching a staggering $785,000. Why would a piece of copper be worth more than a luxury estate or a fleet of supercars? The answer lies in a rare convergence of history, manufacturing oversight, and the sheer, unadulterated scarcity that defines the American dream. Have you ever stopped to wonder why some people seem to stumble into fortune while others work decades for a fraction of the reward? Sometimes, the only difference is knowing exactly what to look for when everyone else is looking away. The fear of missing out is real, and in the coin world, that fear is justified because these treasures are being pulled from circulation as we speak. This video is your authoritative guide to identifying the 1968 penny that could retire you tomorrow. We are diving deep into the technical specifications and the visual markers that separate a common penny from a $750,000 masterpiece. If you've ever dreamt of a life defined by freedom and opulence, pay close attention, because the opportunity to find a holy grail error doesn't knock twice. Are you holding a piece of history, or are you just holding a cent? Let's find out before someone else beats you to the vault. To understand why the 1968 no-mint mark penny is currently in such high demand, we have to look at the perfection of the strike and the anomaly of its origin. Normally, pennies minted in San Francisco or Denver bear the S or D marks, but the Philadelphia Mint traditionally left them blank. However, when a proof-like strike or a transition error occurs involving missing marks on specific dies, the value enters the stratosphere. We aren't looking for a beat-up coin you found on the sidewalk. We are searching for the red, designated specimens with a mirror-like finish and sharp, crisp edges that suggest they were never meant for the public's hands. Think of it as a glitch in the matrix of the U.S. Treasury, a mistake so rare that it becomes a symbol of ultimate prestige. The excitement in the air at major auction houses like Heritage or Sotheby's when one of these appears is electric, because these buyers aren't just collectors. They are titans of industry looking to park their wealth in tangible, appreciating assets. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it really possible that I have one of these in my kitchen drawer? It's a fair question, and frankly, if you aren't checking, you're essentially leaving a winning lottery ticket on the ground for someone else to pick up. But let's take a second to reset. Take a deep breath and look at that jar of coins. Does it look like a pile of metal? Or does it look like a down payment on a Mediterranean villa? The market for rare U.S. coinage is currently more robust than the stock market, with high-end errors showing a resilience that defies economic downturns. We are talking about an asset that you can hold in the palm of your hand, yet it commands the same respect as a masterpiece painting. The demand is so high that specialists are currently backlogged trying to verify new finds. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt for your financial life. It's the moment where you stop trading your time for money and start letting your discoveries work for you. Connecting the dots between the 1968 production year and today's record-breaking prices requires an eye for detail. You need to look for the double die characteristics or the proof strikes that accidentally escaped the minting facility. These are the nuances that drive the price toward that $785,000 mark. Imagine the adrenaline surge of seeing those crisp lines under a magnifying glass and realizing your life just changed forever. This isn't a hobby for the faint of heart. It's a high-stakes hunt for the sophisticated individual who understands that wealth is often hidden in plain sight. There is nothing weak about these coins. They are rugged survivors of a bygone era of American manufacturing, and their value only grows as the supply of high-grade survivors dwindles to near zero. The clock is ticking on these discoveries, and the window for finding raw, ungraded gems is closing as professional hunters sweep the nation. If you want to join the ranks of the wealthy elite who trade in rare numismatics, the time to act is now. The urgency cannot be overstated. Every day that passes, more of these coins are lost to damage or tucked away into private collections, never to be seen again for generations. You have the knowledge, you have the motivation, and you likely have the coin sitting within arm's reach. The difference between a life of what if and a life of I have is the willingness to inspect what you own with the authority of an expert. Imagine the feeling of walking into a high-end dealership or signing the deed to a new estate, all because you took 10 minutes to check a 1968 penny.as. We conclude this journey into the heart of American wealth. Remember that the $785,000 valuation is just the beginning for coins of this caliber. The market is trending upward, and the appetite for rare errors is insatiable. You are now part of an exclusive group that knows the true secret of the 1968 no-mint mark penny. This is about more than just money. It's about the thrill of the hunt and the triumph of finding extraordinary value in an ordinary world. Go forth with confidence, examine your collection with a meticulous eye, and prepare yourself for the possibility that your life is about to become much more interesting. The coins are out there, the buyers are waiting with open checkbooks, and the only question left is, will it be you who claims the prize? Welcome, discerning collectors and aspiring treasure hunters, to a journey that could transform your understanding of wealth, opportunity, and the unassuming pieces of history that lie hidden in plain sight. Imagine, for a moment, the quiet hum of a coin-counting machine, dutifully separating copper from nickel, dimes from quarters. A mundane scene, perhaps, but what if, amidst that endless stream of ordinary currency, there existed a silent sentinel, a tiny tongue disc, holding a secret worth more than a luxury car, more than a sprawling home, more than many people earn in a lifetime. This isn't a fairy tale. This is the astonishing reality of the 1976 D. Lincoln cent, a coin whose subtle deviation from the norm has catapulted it into the stratosphere of numismatic legend, making millionaires out of those fortunate enough to uncover its enigma. This isn't just about a coin. It's about recognizing the extraordinary within the ordinary, about understanding that true value often whispers, rather than shouts. For decades, the phrase, "a penny for your thoughts," has implied a triviality, an insignificant value. But what if those thoughts were focused on a penny that could reshape your entire financial future? The year 1976, a bicentennial celebration for the United States, saw countless commemorative issues and standard currency released. Millions upon millions of Lincoln cents poured from the Denver Mint, each bearing the familiar D Mint mark. Most were and remain common. But then there's the one, the singular, almost mythical variant that collectors around the globe fervently seek, willing to pay sums that would make most people gasp. We're talking about a coin that, at its peak, has commanded a market value approaching a staggering $985,000. Think about that for a moment. Nearly $1 million for a single penny. It's enough to make you reconsider every jar of loose change you've ever dismissed. Isn't it? Slight chuckle in tone. It's like finding a winning lottery ticket in your old jeans. Except this lottery has been running silently for decades, and the winning numbers are etched onto a piece of copper. So, what precisely transforms an unassuming copper coin into an object of such immense desire and financial power? The answer lies in the subtle dance of human error and mechanical precision, or, in this case, the lack thereof. The 1976 D. Lincoln cent we're discussing is not just any penny. It's a specific, highly coveted error known to a select few, but desired by many. This error, a result of a fleeting moment where production went slightly, almost imperceptibly, awry, created a limited number of coins that defy the standard. The precise nature of this anomaly is a subject of intense study and verification among numismatic experts. It's not about a simple scratch or a bit of dirt. It's a fundamental divergence in the strike or the die that sets it apart. Imagine a rare diamond, cut with a unique facet that only an expert can truly appreciate. This coin holds a similar distinction. Narrator. Now, before you rush to empty every piggy bank and coin jar, let's talk specifics, and more importantly, let's inject a dose of urgency. This isn't a treasure hunt for the faint of heart or the impatient. It demands keen observation, a discerning eye, and a willingness to understand the nuances that separate the valuable from the merely old. The market for truly rare coins, especially one with a seven-figure potential, is vibrant, competitive, and driven by passion. These aren't just collectors. These are investors, institutions, and individuals who understand that true rarity appreciates in value, often outpacing traditional investments. The demand for genuinely authenticated examples of this 1976D error is consistently high, creating a fertile ground for those who can unearth one. The fear of missing out, the excitement of discovery, the dream of financial liberation. These are the powerful emotions that fuel this market. Are you ready to join the elite few who might possess such a treasure? The journey from discovery to sale for a coin of this magnitude is a structured, yet exhilarating one. It begins with careful identification. You'll need to scrutinize any 1976 D Lincoln cents you encounter, paying close attention to specific markers that distinguish the error from its common brethren. This isn't a task for guesswork. It requires precision. Once you believe you have a potential candidate, the next crucial step is professional authentication. Reputable grading services, recognized globally for their expertise, will meticulously examine your coin, verify its authenticity, and assign it a grade, a critical factor in determining its ultimate market value. This process transforms your suspicion into certainty, your hope into a tangible asset. With a professionally graded and authenticated 1976D error in hand, you hold a key to significant financial opportunity. The avenues for sale are numerous and highly effective. Specialized coin auctions, both online and in prestigious physical locations, connect sellers with eager buyers worldwide. Established coin dealers with networks of high-net-worth collectors are constantly seeking such rarities. And for those who prefer a more direct approach, the vibrant online marketplace for graded coins offers an unparalleled reach. The current market value of a genuine, high-grade 1976D error, as we've discussed, can command prices approaching a staggering $985,000. Imagine the doors that kind of wealth could open. Financial freedom, the pursuit of long-held dreams, a legacy for your loved ones. This isn't just about selling a coin. It's about realizing the full potential of an unexpected inheritance, a windfall that you, with a bit of knowledge and keen observation, can uncover. So, as you go about your day, as you handle change, or perhaps delve into long-forgotten collections, remember the story of the 1976D Lincoln cent. Remember that true value isn't always stamped clearly on the surface. Sometimes, it's a subtle whisper, an almost imperceptible difference, waiting for a discerning eye to recognize its immense worth. The opportunity to transform your financial landscape might be sitting in a jar on your dresser, or tucked away in an old shoebox. The market is ready, the demand is high, and the potential for life-changing wealth is very real. Will you be the next fortunate individual to unearth this extraordinary piece of American history and claim your place among the numismatic elite? The hunt begins now. Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your cup holder or gathering dust in a glass jar isn't just a cent, but a key to a life of total financial freedom. Most people walk past a penny on the sidewalk without a second thought, but for the elite circle of numismatists, certain coins are more than currency. They are high-value assets that rival the stock market. You are currently holding the potential for a life-changing windfall, yet the fear of overlooking a fortune is a reality many collectors face too late. We are talking about the legendary 1978 Lincoln penny with no mint mark, a coin that has recently commanded a breathtaking market value of $793,000. Why would a simple penny from the late 70s be worth nearly $1 million? It is because rarity is the ultimate currency, and in the world of high-stakes coin collecting, the 1978 error is the holy grail that everyone is hunting for right now. Have you ever stopped to wonder if you've already spent a small mansion at the grocery store without realizing it? It's a chilling thought, isn't it? But today, we shift from the fear of loss to the excitement of discovery. The demand for these specific 1978 specimens has reached a fever pitch, driven by wealthy investors who see rare U.S. coinage as the ultimate hedge against inflation. This isn't just a hobby for the curious. It is a sophisticated pursuit for those who understand that history can be held in the palm of your hand. We are entering an era where the small change in your dresser drawer could fund a luxury retirement, buy that vacation home in the Hamptons, or secure your family's legacy for generations. To understand why this specific 1978 penny is currently valued at such an astronomical figure, we have to look at the perfection of its flaws. In 1978, the Philadelphia Mint produced billions of pennies, and by standard design, these coins bear no mint mark. However, among those billions, a select few emerged with structural anomalies and proof-like qualities that were never intended for circulation. We are searching for the rare double die strikes and the incredibly high-grade specimens that have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition for over 4 decades. When a coin maintains its original red luster and features a sharp, crisp strike from a fresh set of dies, it becomes a piece of fine art. Think of it as the Ferrari of the coin world, sleek, rare, and increasing in value every single second. Now, you might be asking yourself, does my penny really have to be perfect to be worth a fortune? The answer is that in a market this aggressive, even a minor deviation can send the price skyrocketing. The $793,000 valuation comes from the convergence of scarcity and extreme demand. Collectors are currently scouring the country, bidding against one another in high-end auction houses because they know that once these coins are locked away in private vaults, they won't see the light of day for another 30 years. Is it possible that your 1978 penny is the one the world is waiting for? The urgency to check your collection right now cannot be overstated. Every day that passes is another day someone else could claim the title of the next penny millionaire. Why are people so obsessed with a tiny piece of copper? Well, besides the fact that it can buy you a private jet, it represents a moment in American history where the minting process blinked and a masterpiece was created by accident. If you find a 1978 penny with an off-center strike or a unique doubling on the date, you aren't just looking at a mistake. You are looking at a winning lottery ticket that never expires. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt in your daily routine, stopping the mundane task of counting change to realize you are holding a masterpiece. This demand is not slowing down. If anything, the hunger for these rare 1978 errors is growing as the supply dwindles, making this the most prestigious time in history to be a coin hunter. The transition from a coin collector to a person of significant wealth begins the moment you decide to take your inventory seriously. If you discover a 1978 penny that matches these high-value descriptions, you must treat it with the reverence it deserves. Do not clean it, do not drop it, and certainly do not put it back in your pocket. The path to that $793,000 payout involves professional grading and the courage to step into the elite auction circuit. Imagine the feeling of the gavel falling and knowing that your life has changed forever because you paid attention to the details that everyone else ignored. This is about more than just money. It is about the thrill of the hunt and the triumph of finding a treasure hidden in plain sight. You have the power to change your financial destiny starting today. The market is hot. The buyers are ready with their checkbooks open, and the 1978 no-mint mark penny is the star of the show. We are seeing a massive surge in interest from the 30 to 65 demographic because you understand the value of tangible assets and the beauty of American heritage. Don't let this opportunity slip through your fingers like grains of sand. The sheer prestige of owning a record-breaking coin is a status symbol that few can claim, and the wealth it generates provides a level of comfort and security that most only dream of. You are now part of an informed inner circle that knows exactly what to look for and how to capitalize on it. Your journey to a wealthy lifestyle is paved with copper and zinc. As we look at the current market trends, the trajectory for the 1978 era penny is pointing straight up, making it one of the most robust investments you can possibly hold. You deserve the luxury, the freedom, and the excitement that comes with a major find. So, take this as your call to action. Go to that safe, open that old jar of coins, and look for the date 1978. Your future self will thank you for the moment you decided to turn a single cent into a fortune. The world of high-value numismatics is waiting for its next big winner. Will it be you? Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting at the bottom of your cup holder or gathering dust in a forgotten kitchen jar isn't just loose change, but a literal key to a life of absolute financial freedom. We are talking about a level of wealth that transcends mere savings, the kind of windfall that buys beach houses, funds early retirements, and secures a family legacy for generations. Most people walk past a penny on the sidewalk without a second thought, blinded by the mundane. But for the elite few who know what to look for, that single cent is a dormant volcano of value. Today, we are pulling back the curtain on one of the most whispered about legends in the numismatic world, the 1982 D small date bronze Lincoln cent. This isn't just a hobby. It is a high-stakes treasure hunt where the prize has recently soared to a staggering market valuation of $869,000. You might be wondering why a simple penny from the early 80s could possibly be worth more than a luxury mansion. The answer lies in a chaotic transition at the United States Mint that created a mistake so rare it has become the holy grail of modern pocket change. In 1982, the Mint was changing the composition of the penny from 95% copper to a zinc-coated alternative to save money. During this frantic shift, a tiny handful of coins were struck using the old, heavy bronze planchets, but with the new, small-date Denver die. It was a perfect storm of industrial error, and for decades, experts believed these coins shouldn't even exist. Every time you glance at a 1982 penny, you are looking at a potential lottery ticket that has been circulating right under the noses of millions of Americans for over 40 years. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated because the market for these elite errors is currently on fire. As more collectors enter the fray and high-net-worth investors look to diversify into tangible assets, the demand for top pop rarities is hitting an all-time high. If you feel a sudden surge of adrenaline at the thought of owning one, you should. The fear of missing out is a powerful motivator, and rightfully so, because while you are watching this, someone else might be sorting through their jars and finding the very coin that could have been yours. Do you really want to be the person who spent that $869,000 treasure on a pack of gum back in 1995? Let's take a deep breath and look at the facts. Because the difference between a common cent and a life-changing fortune is often less than a millimeter of copper. To find the needle in the haystack, you must first understand the needle's DNA. The 1982 D small date copper penny is a masterpiece of accidental engineering. To identify it, you need to develop the eye of a connoisseur. First, look at the 8 in the date. On a small date variety, the circles inside the 8 are noticeably different, with a much larger top bulb compared to the large date version. Then, look at the 2. It should have a delicate, elegant curve rather than a straight, blocky tail. But the true test, the moment of truth that separates the dreamers from the millionaires, is the weight. A standard 1982 zinc penny weighs 2.5 grams. But the legendary bronze error weighs 3.11 grams. If you place your penny on a digital scale and see that 3.11 flicker onto the screen, your heart should skip a beat because you are holding nearly $1 million in the palm of your hand. Now, I know what you're thinking. Is it really that simple? Could I really just find this in my change? Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever looked? Most people spend their lives complaining about the economy while literally carrying the solution in their pockets. It's almost humorous, isn't it? We work 40 hours a week for a paycheck while the 1982 D error sits quietly in a cigar box in the attic, out-earning most CEOs just by existing. This is the ultimate pattern interrupt for your financial life. Instead of following the herd, you are now part of an elite circle of hunters who understand that true wealth is often hidden in plain sight. This coin is in such high demand that major auction houses are constantly on the lookout for the next discovery, and the prestige associated with owning one is unparalleled in the collecting community. The beauty of this specific error is its undeniable authenticity and its place in American history. It represents a pivot point in our nation's currency, a moment where the old world of solid copper met the new world of economic efficiency. Because so few were made, the scarcity creates a vertical price trajectory. We aren't just talking about a coin that holds its value. We are talking about an asset that commands respect. When a coin reaches the $869,000 mark, it is no longer just money. It is an artifact, a piece of art, and a powerful tool for wealth preservation. You aren't just looking for a penny. You are looking for the ultimate upgrade to your lifestyle, the kind of find that allows you to walk into any room with the quiet confidence of a person who has mastered the game of hidden value. As we move toward the final realization of what this discovery means, you must prepare yourself for the reality of the sale. Finding the coin is the first step, but navigating the world of high-end numismatics is where the true professionals shine. You don't just sell a 1982 small date copper penny at a flea market. You present it to the world through elite grading services like PCGS or NGC. Once certified, your coin becomes a global commodity, sought after by billionaires and institutional investors who understand that rare coins have historically outperformed the stock market. The current market value of $869,000 is a testament to the fact that there is more capital chasing these rarities than there are coins available. This is a seller's market, and the peak is nowhere in sight. Think about the doors that would open the moment that auction hammer falls. We are talking about the ability to wipe away debt, travel the globe in luxury, and provide a level of security for your family that most people only dream of. The excitement of the hunt is matched only by the thrill of the victory. This isn't just about the money. It's about the validation of your intuition and the reward for your diligence. You have the power to change your life story starting today. Every penny you see from now on will look different to you. You are no longer a passive observer of currency. You are a hunter of legacies. The demand is surging, the prices are skyrocketing, and the opportunity is waiting for someone with the vision to take it. The connection between your current life and your dream life is forged in the copper of a 1982 penny. It is the ultimate bridge to a wealthy lifestyle. Don't let another day go by letting these treasures sit dormant. The world is full of people who almost checked their change or meant to look through their collections, but the winners are the ones who take action. You have the knowledge, you have the tools, and now you have the motivation. Go forth and claim what is yours, because that $869,000 prize is out there, waiting to be rediscovered by someone just like you. Would you like me to show you the specific auction houses that specialize in record-breaking penny sales, so you can prepare for your big day? Imagine for a moment that the small, copper-colored disc sitting in your kitchen junk drawer or rattling at the bottom of your cup holder isn't just loose change, but a golden ticket to a life of absolute financial freedom. Most people look at a 1982 Lincoln penny and see 1 cent, but for the elite collector and the sharp-eyed treasure hunter, that tiny piece of metal represents a $765,000 lottery win that requires no ticket, only knowledge. We are talking about a legendary anomaly in American numismatics, a ghost in the machine of the United States Mint that has turned ordinary citizens into overnight millionaires. If you have ever dreamed of clearing your mortgage, traveling the world in luxury, or building a legacy for your family, the 1982 No Mint Mark Bronze Small Date Penny is your bridge to that reality. The year 1982 was a chaotic turning point for the U.S. Treasury. Inflation was soaring, and the cost of copper had become so high that the government was forced to change the very DNA of our currency, shifting from solid bronze to a copper-plated zinc core. In the middle of this frantic transition, the Mint produced 7 different official varieties of the penny, but it's the 8th one, the one that wasn't supposed to exist, that has the power to change your life forever. Now, I have to ask you, when was the last time you actually looked at the dates on your change? If you've been tossing 1982 pennies aside, you might have literally been throwing away the keys to a mansion. The urgency here cannot be overstated because while millions of these coins were minted, only a handful of the ultra-rare bronze small dates without a mint mark have ever been found, and the market for them is currently exploding with demand. To find this treasure, you must understand exactly what makes it so valuable. The secret lies in a transitional error that occurred at the Philadelphia Mint. During the transition, the Mint changed the size of the date on the coin's face. The large date is common, but the small date is the masterpiece collectors crave. However, the real miracle happens when you find a small date struck on a leftover bronze planchet from the previous year. Because Philadelphia does not use a mint mark, this coin looks identical to a common zinc penny to the untrained eye. It is the ultimate wolf in sheep's clothing. It feels like a standard cent, it looks like a standard cent, but on a jeweler's scale, it reveals its true identity. A common 1982 penny weighs roughly 2.5 grams, but the $765,000 rarity weighs in at a solid 3.1 grams of bronze. This isn't just hobbyist talk. This is high-stakes investment. The current market value has soared to staggering heights because the no-mint mark bronze small date is the rarest of the rare. It is a coin that defies the laws of the U.S. Mint's production schedule. Every time one of these surfaces at auction, the room goes silent. Why? Because the supply is near zero and the demand from billionaire collectors is infinite. You might be wondering if you're actually lucky enough to find one. Well, let me ask you this. Why wouldn't it be you? These coins were released into general circulation. They aren't hidden in a vault. They are in jars, under couch cushions, and inside old piggy banks. The fear of missing out should be your greatest motivator today because while you are watching this, someone else might be weighing the very coin that could have been yours. The journey from a handful of change to a $765,000 payday requires action and precision. You must become the authority in your own home. Start by gathering every 1982 penny you can find and look for that delicate, elegant, small date, where the numbers are further from the rim and the 2 has a graceful curve. Once you identify a candidate, the moment of truth arrives on the scale. When that display hits 3.1 grams, your life as you know it has ended, and your life as a wealthy individual has begun. This is about more than just money. It is about the thrill of the hunt and the triumph of the find. It is about the prestige of owning a piece of American history that the government didn't even intend to create. The market for rare pennies is more aggressive now than it has ever been in the history of numismatics. High-net-worth investors are fleeing volatile stocks and moving their capital into tangible assets like these error coins, driving the prices into the stratosphere. By securing a 1982 no-mint mark bronze small date, you aren't just selling a coin. You are providing a rare commodity to a hungry market that is willing to pay a premium for perfection. Do not let this opportunity sit in a jar for another 40 years. Your path to a wealthy, sophisticated lifestyle is paved in copper. Take your collection seriously, verify your finds with professional grading services, and prepare yourself for the life you have always deserved. The treasure is out there, it is highly sought after, and it is waiting for you to claim it. Imagine for a moment that you are holding the key to an entirely different life in the palm of your hand, and you don't even know it. Most people look at a copper penny and see a mere cent, a discarded piece of metal rattling in a cup holder or buried under a couch cushion. But for the elite collector and the sharp-eyed investor, the 1995 D Lincoln penny isn't just currency. It is a mechanical miracle born from a high-stakes error at the Denver Mint. While millions of these coins were struck with perfection, a legendary few escaped the press with a hidden identity that has driven the market into a fever pitch. We are talking about a value that has soared to a staggering $768,000 in recent high-end auctions. This isn't just a hobby. It is a financial revolution waiting to happen in your kitchen junk drawer. Do you honestly believe you've checked every coin in that jar? Or are you comfortable leaving a literal fortune to gather dust while someone else claims the prize? The 1990s were a time of massive industrial transition, and the Denver Mint was a powerhouse of production. Yet, even in a world of precision engineering, the ghost in the machine appeared. The 1995 D double die obverse is the crown jewel of modern numismatics. A coin so rare and so perfectly flawed that it challenges our very understanding of value. When you look at the date and the word liberty, do you see a crisp line? Or do you see the subtle, vibrating shimmer of a die that struck twice? That slight misalignment is the difference between a 1-cent piece and a ticket to a life of absolute luxury. It's almost humorous to think that a mistake by a government employee decades ago could be the very thing that pays for your dream home or a world-class retirement. Why would you let the banks hold onto this kind of wealth when it was meant to be yours? To master the market, you must understand the why behind the wealth. The demand for the 1995 D error has reached an all-time high because the supply is vanishingly small. We are witnessing a gold rush in copper, where the most sophisticated investors in the United States are aggressively hunting for the highest grade specimens. This isn't about old money, it's about smart money. When a coin reaches a valuation of $768,000, it ceases to be a coin and becomes a portable asset, a hedge against inflation, and a masterpiece of American history. Can you feel the adrenaline of knowing that the simple act of sorting your change could result in a wire transfer that changes your family's lineage forever? Every second you wait is a second someone else is scanning their collection, perhaps finding the very coin that should have been yours. The beauty of the 1995 D mint mark error lies in its deceptive simplicity. It doesn't scream for attention. It commands it from those who are disciplined enough to look closer. This is where the elite are separated from the average. The urgency of this moment cannot be overstated because as more people become aware of this $768,000 valuation, the window of opportunity for the common find begins to close. The market is hungry, and it is paying top dollar for coins that exhibit that perfect, sharp doubling. Are you going to be the person who watches the news report about a lucky finder, or are you going to be the subject of that report? There is no room for hesitation when nearly $1 million is on the line. Have you ever wondered if the person who gave you change at the grocery store today unwittingly handed you a legacy? The journey from a copper cent to a wealthy lifestyle is shorter than you think, but it requires the authority of a hunter. The current market value of $768,000 is a testament to the fact that rarity is the ultimate currency. This specific 1995 D error represents the pinnacle of what is possible when history and error collide. As you prepare to inspect your collection, do so with the confidence of someone who knows exactly what they are looking for. This is about more than just coins. It's about the freedom that comes with massive financial windfall. Think of the doors that swing open when you possess an asset that is in such high demand that auction houses are clamoring to represent you. It is a powerful feeling to know that you hold something the rest of the world is desperate to own. As we bring this investigation to a close, remember that the 1995 D penny is the ultimate proof that greatness is often hidden in plain sight. Every point we've discussed today, from the mechanical errors at the Denver Mint to the explosive current auction records, leads to one undeniable conclusion. Your wealth is a matter of observation. You have the tools, you have the knowledge, and now you have the motivation to claim what is yours. The $768,000 prize is out there, vibrating with potential, waiting for a hand to pick it up and recognize its true worth. Don't just dream of a wealthy lifestyle. Execute the search that makes it your reality. The question isn't whether the coin exists, it's whether you will be the one to hold it next.